Today we've got a very special episode of Archives. We're going to be talking about large format photography that I did years ago. These are all from fall and winter of 2012, and I have never shared any of these photos before. I've never even scanned them or done contact prints. I've literally shot the photos and only seen them in their negative state like this. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I thought I lost these negatives for years, and I just happened to stumble across them in an old folder. So I'm very happy I still have these. I thought I had accidentally tossed them out or something. So today we're going to flip through these and just see what we find. But before we do that, I'm going to pay some bills and thank our sponsor today, Squarespace.
I've been using Squarespace for years, and I can't imagine making my own website any other way. They have so many modern and clean templates to choose from, and you can switch between templates at any time and constantly be updating things and keeping things fresh. Your website is a great place to not only showcase your own work, but you can even set up an online store to sell prints, which is a feature I'm extremely thankful for. If you'd like to try Squarespace out entirely free, you can do so at squarespace.com, and if you'd like to get signed up, go to squarespace.com/mattday to get 10% off your first purchase.
So I shot all these with an old Crown Graphic that I had briefly for, 6 to 8 months, I'd say, and I was really interested in trying out large format at the time because I'd never shot it, but after I kind of got going with it, I realized I wasn't really interested in that workflow and that speed at the time. Now I think I would like to go back and revisit it, but it was mostly just a curiosity thing, and I tried it out for a bit and then sold the camera, so I haven't seen these in forever, and this is all on HP5. So this is actually the very first time I ever shot HP5. Back then, all of my roll film was Tri-X, and whenever it came time to buy some film for my Crown Graphic, HP5 was like the most reasonably priced film, so I just went with that. So it's kind of interesting that, what's kind of now my go-to and has been for years, that was my first time shooting it, was with large format. So the first few shots here, this old barn, which I've shot a million times, and I'm sure you've seen photos that I've posted here before, but shot some photos of that. Looks like I went to Buzzard's Roost and shot some photos there. And then this old little shed that was kind of falling apart on my friend's family's property. They've got this farm there, and we used to just ride around and look for things to shoot photos of on the farm. Got some more Buzzard's Roost stuff. This was during the winter, so you've got all of this ice running down along the sides there and has these really long icicles. And this photo of this cabin I remember I was really excited about. Just seeing the way that the porch was held up with these stacked up stones. It was so awesome, but it was obviously not a safe structure, so that's since been torn down, but I used to love shooting photos there. This guy, Jamie, he was a friend of a friend. I think that was his name. We went on a hike at Buzzard's Roost, and for whatever reason, he had this squirrel mask in his backpack, so shot some photos of him there. Got some photos of the lower falls at Hocking Hills. It's about 40 minutes from here, and it's one of our favorite places to go, especially to go shoot photos. And I remember I went there at like 5 a.m. and got there before the sun came up, and then just took my flashlight and went all the way down to the lower falls, mainly just for the experience, because there's not really any like sunrise aspect to these photos. It's just some long exposures of the falls there, but it was still a really cool experience to be there with like complete silence. There were nobody else there. It was just a really cool experience. And honestly, I think that's like the most fun some days when you're out shooting, is literally just the experience of being out there and not necessarily the photos you come home with. Shot some photos of this bridge. Yeah, this is like a lot of stuff where I was shifting the focus, and I think that was honestly like part of why I wanted to shoot large format, because I was like, oh, you can do all these really cool focus effects, and it wasn't really about the resolution or anything like that. It was like, oh, you can just do wild stuff with like, the front standard and moving things around just to make it look different. I just thought, oh, that looks cool, I want to shoot that. There was no real like rhyme or reason to it. It was just trying to shoot stuff different. Like this photo here, my friend Cody, it's just like a headshot, but I just focused on one eye, and I just thought, let's just try and see what that looks like. And then a photo of my friend Levi, he's sitting on a log in the water, and I threw the focus all weird, and yeah, that's it. Some more, went on a little hike with my friend Ross, shot some photos of these big rocks with the focus shift happening again. I was really into that. Some photos from Grandfather Mountain in North Carolina. We used to go there every year for a few years straight, and we'd go stay in Boone, North Carolina. Really cool place, always had a good time there, and took my Crown Graphic up there to the top, And then this was after we came back down and I was shooting towards the highest point there on Grandfather Mountain with like little silhouettes of people standing up there at the top. So I guess in hindsight with some of this stuff, I mean, it was fun to shoot large format, and I'm glad I did. But I would really like to go back and kind of start all over again with large format, because I think some of these photos, there's no real benefit to having the larger negative. Maybe some people might argue that, you know, there's always a reason to have the larger negative, but I don't know. I'm not really blown away by any of these. And granted, this was many years ago, but still, I don't know. I would like to go back and shoot large format again, but I think I would kind of save it for specific uses where I think the added resolution or the added detail would actually be a reason to shoot it. I think at this point, a lot of it honestly was just because of that tilting focus effect, you know, which you could always just buy a tilt shift lens for an SLR, but at the time I just thought, oh yeah, large format, you can play with the focus, that's where it's at, but I guess my tastes have changed a little bit since then. Maybe that's what it is. Nothing to write home about in terms of the photos themselves, but still, I had a good time just being out there shooting the photos and learning, and that's what it's all about. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments down below. If you have any questions at all, I'd love to hear it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed another episode of Archives. So thank you guys for everything. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.